Well, students, we're gonna have some fun today drawing some underwater creatures. You get to decide. There's 5 here that you could pick from. So you could pick the shark, you could pick this clownfish, a sea turtle, a dolphin, or I think this is an angelfish, or just a tropical fish. So you can pick the one that you would like, and then I would like you to try to make it really big and to make it as real looking as you can, because today is going to be practicing skills of observation. So I'm going to draw this clownfish here. It might be a little bit hard to see the pencil on this blue paper, but I'll trace it with marker so you can see it a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do to make sure that I make this big is to kind of sketch it in, look for a line and then draw it, look for another line and then draw it. I'm kind of getting the shape of the body down first. Then I can see the body kind of comes down and over. And then I'm gonna do the shape of the tail. You can see I made that so big it goes kind of right off the page. And then, because I drew it lightly, it's gonna be easy to erase. Then I'm gonna count how many fins it has. It looks like it has this one up on the top. Then it has this one. So there's 2 up on the top. Then it has this one down here on the bottom. And then it has this one that's on the side. And then it has this one that's actually the fin that's on the other side. So once you get all of the parts on, then I would like you to start looking for the details. So it looks like this is white on the end, but then this has a row of black lines. And then it looks like it has some white lines here. And then it looks like in between these 2 fins, it has another white line that goes behind that fin. And then it looks like the fins are kind of black on the ends. And it looks like there are some lines that you can see on the fins too. And then this is another black line. So I'm studying it really carefully. I see this is one of my favorite lines. This is another one of those black and white lines. And then right in front of that, it looks like it has the eye. And it has a smaller shape inside that. And it looks like its mouth is really kind of small. It's right here. Some really tiny lips. So once you have your fish drawn, then I would like you to draw the background. Some of these have a background and some of them do not. So you can look up at the poster on the board too, and that has a bunch of cool things that you could put in it. So it does have, the poster on the board has some sand, so I'm gonna put some sand along the bottom here, and it has some seaweed, and I'm gonna have that be behind my fish, so it can have some underwater plants. Also on the Ocean Life poster, it has some beautiful coral, which is kind of a cool curvy line, and it might have ones that kind of stack up on top of each other. Sometimes there are shells or rocks underwater. I'm gonna have some more sand over here, and even on this side, I'm gonna have some plants climbing up behind this fish, and maybe a little bit more coral. And if you wanted to add something else, like a fish friend or something, you could totally do that. If there's another fish swimming by, or maybe I'm gonna do like a little tiny jellyfish. But please try to make it look as real as you can with skills of observation. When you're done, please raise your hand and I will give you a marker. We're gonna trace it out. Hopefully now it's much easier for you to see the lines that I made. once you're done tracing the fish or the shark or the dolphin, then I do want you to make sure that you're tracing your background also. So here, I'm gonna trace all of the rocks and the coral and the sand that I drew in here. When you have that finished, if you have some pencil line that you can still see, then I would like you to erase it. So, get the rest of the seaweed drawn in here. And we'll probably be able to get a little bit of it colored today. I don't expect you to get all of it colored because we will be doing some color mixing. I will have you bring your crayons, but I may have us use color sticks if I've got enough boxes to keep clean, so that I don't have more than one. And we'll make sure that if I don't have enough, then we'll just use crayon, and I'll give everybody their own color stick that I can easily clean and sanitize and stuff. So here's my jellyfish. Now that I have this all traced out, sometimes I do like to put a few thicker, wider lines in it just to make certain parts stand out a little bit more. And then I'm gonna end up erasing out any of the pencil. Part of what's gonna make this look real is using some color mixing. So I'm gonna pretend that I'm done erasing it, because the only part that I'm gonna color today is the fish. I'm not gonna worry about the background. We'll work on the background next time. So color mixing is a really important part of making something that looks real. We can do this with crayon, but these color sticks work really well on colored paper. They make things stand out really nicely. So I noticed that this is not just one color orange. It has a lot of different colors in it. So I want to look for the colors that I see. So yep, I do see some orange. And if I add some orange in here, then I'm going to probably do a mix. When I'm done with this color, these are pretty expensive, so I don't want to drop it on the ground and knock it off the table. So when it's not in your hand, please put it back in the box so that it doesn't fall on the floor. So I'm gonna just do part of this. I'm gonna do a little bit of orange up here. And then if I mix this orange with a little bit of this yellow orange, that's gonna help make those colors look more like the picture and show my skills of observation. And I'm pressing the color on really hard, and that's why we're gonna spend today and next time working on them. But you can see how that color is starting to match that color. Then I'm gonna put this color over here, and I'm gonna bring that up a little bit. If I use this plus a little bit of brown, those colors together, you can see brown on that orange will make it look like that darker orange color. So now you can see how those colors really start to look real. Now, it's nice that I already traced this with my black, but I can put this white line in here for that part of my fish. Now, I'm not gonna do any more right now because next time we'll finish coloring these, but I really would like you to press the color on hard, find some colors that will mix and work well together, make sure not to cover up your marker line, and after you're done using these, don't put them on the table, make sure you're putting it back in the box so that they don't get broken. With some of these lines too, like for this eye, if I use this brown on top of that orange, that's gonna make that look darker, and then it looks like the inside of the eye. is black. This is looks like black, but it's really dark blue, which would still work too. But then that would make it look a little bit more real. I could even add a little bit of white on top of that. So please do some color mixing. Get those colors looking real, and then I would just continue working that out. I'll talk to you next week about the coloring the background to make those parts look real as well. So let's have fun making these ocean creatures.